Moving debris, cleaning gutters.
Meeting of the Town of Rome Utility Committee. First second roll call from my left.
Colleen first. Deb Schumacher.
Dave Loper. Carl Hessel. All present. Next agenda, pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Turn on the mics.
Turn your mic on. Red button.
Oh, is it on?
Oh, sure.
I talked with Robbie and was going to introduce, and I didn't think roll call will introduce our two new members, which are, to my left, Colleen Press, and now the new town board representative, Carl Hosdahl.
Welcome.
Are we missing somebody?
We're at one vacancy yet.
One
But
vacancy.
We do. I thought we had it all covered.
No, there's still one vacancy here.
Well, do fix that.
That's what we're going to talk about in item number 11.
Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Yep, sorry.
Okay, next, certification of posting of meetings.
I certified that I posted the agenda for the July 29th Utilities Committee meeting at the Town Hall on July 25th at 2:50 p.m. at Quick Trip, July 25th at 2:52 p.m. Port Edward State Bank, July 25th at 2:57 p.m. I also emailed to the Town Support and Rapids Tribune on July 25th at 11:46 a.m.
Any questions? Next, approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item, citizen comments, and
We
I
had
don't
no cards.
or we have no representatives in person, so.
That's because I took care of the problem.
Okay.
I had an angry, upset neighbor, and we got it all figured out.
Okay,
So-
and don't care to,
He was not happy with his bill. So he brought it to me and I looked at it and I said, well, looks like you didn't pay last quarter. And then he said he spoke to somebody and he wasn't happy and blah, blah, blah. And I said, do you have a meter? No. Well, maybe you need to get a meter. I didn't turn the bill over because I don't look at my bill, I just automatically pay it, I know. So I brought him down here, Robbie explained, he seemed happy, and we didn't convince him, we pushed gently.
We guided him.
We guided him, that was a good
Yep.
word, we guided him to a meter. And as of right now, he's happy. So did he
Yes,
put his application
it's
in?
installed. Everything's
Oh, good.
all done
Good,
already.
good, good.
Yep.
So that was a crisis avoided.
anything else? If not, we'll move on to agenda item 7. Any information updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events? We do have last meeting's minutes. Any questions on that? I have none.
Okay, so Dave, you're gonna do number 7 first. If anybody has anything to state about any events coming up or anything like that. And then number 8 would be reviewing, approving the
I
minutes.
apologize.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I kind of jumped from one to the other.
It happens.
I have no events.
I always do.
We have lots of events.
We had a very good meeting last week about the solar farm activities with the
Excellent.
locals. And it was well-attended and well-represented, and people had their say for a change rather than listening to the dictums of the solar companies. They are having a meeting tomorrow, which is aggressive, but I think it's great. 3 o'clock, I believe. And they'll have, it's an open invitation. They had, I believe, 15 people sign up for the committee already.
Yeah, so it's a subcommittee that's going to review solar and what we can do to help maybe stop this, work with the town board on gathering facts, getting information. And we did have 15 people that signed up right away to be on the committee.
It is a utility formation, so I think it has some, we have some reflection on that too for here, so.
Yep.
Things we can come up with. There's a lot of thoughts on what we can do going forward on that.
Right.
So.
Go ahead.
So, our vision, it says, and timeless charm of rustic Wisconsin. So if that's our vision, rustic Wisconsin doesn't have solar farms. Just saying.
That's all I've got.
Anything else?
Are these like community things or?
Anything you can come up, anything town, sure.
You're gonna get a lot of slack, Cody, with the dump, transfer site. I've already heard, where do we take, what do we do? So, I get why you're doing it, I totally agree with it, but there's gonna be a lot of pushback from that, I think, so. Frolics, Lake Camelot Frolics are coming up the third weekend of August. There's a, raffle tickets, most of the prizes are cash. I think the top prize is $2,500. Tickets are 3 for $10. See me at the bar. Tim and I are always pushing raffle tickets at the bar.
Returning to the transfer site, Cody, is that then why the town posted, I saw on Facebook, I saw first the posting about no more construction dumpage, or whatever you want to call it. But then the next day or whatever, there was something about the site in Adams. Is that to reference, that references the option they now have?
So the only thing that's changing is the removal of the construction waste. It's a large portion of what's been coming in, the cost that's been going out the door. And it's continually growing. The residents of Rome are paying for the use of the dump, and it's being abused in certain aspects. When projects are, being done, homes are being built, homes are being remodeled, the stuff is being taken there, and you as taxpayers are paying for that. We went through several ideas of how to save some money at the transfer site. This was just one of them. The option to get rid of construction waste is going to be Adams County, which is west of 13 on Highway 21, and you can get rid of your large construction waste stuff down there. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. The only comment I would say, it would have been nice to show an option in the first email thing rather than just saying, this is taken away. You know what I'm saying? Not email, Facebook post.
So it was in her post on the bottom of the email,
You want
the
me to
Adams
read the
County.
fine print? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It
It was there,
It's on
yeah.
the very,
Yeah.
I
very
didn't
bottom,
see-
underneath the
I didn't see it then, my
logo
apologies.
picture,
And again,
whatever.
this is not taking place until after Labor Day. So it's not something immediate, which everybody thinks, that's one of the things I've seen so far. It is taking place after Labor Day.
Question then, on the Adams site, just proof of your address, your driver's license, or something allows you in to dump,
No, there's a fee at Adams.
fee-based.
But people shouldn't be shocked by any of this. Those of us that are permanent residents came from someplace else who've already had this in place. So to me, it's the people that have been abusing the whole system, which is half of our problems all the time. It's the abusers that are taking advantage.
The other thing would be is there's a lot of signage at the transfer site directing where things are supposed to go. And I don't care how big you make these signs, and if you put 20 of them in front of things, they still do not get read, and stuff is thrown into areas they're not supposed to be. Well, and when that stuff gets taken there, stuff that would typically be free we're charged for it when it gets hauled there because it has to be separated. Or if it's glass is a perfect example. There's glass written everywhere on these containers. There's signs going up to the containers, and there's still garbage, and everything else is thrown into that. That goes to the top of the hill. That goes to the landfill, and it gets dumped. That is a extremely huge cost. Glass is extremely heavy. So on something that would be free, that we get rid of, we are paying a lot of money on. So we can put signs everywhere. They don't get written. They don't get read at all.
Would more personnel help? Would that, well, I know, but would that offset or break
We can
even
station somebody at every container, and then yes, that would help.
Please?
Well,
Dumpster,
garbage,
please?
yeah. Isn't that sad? It's sad, though. It's sad that you see. But I don't, when we go other places, there's a lot of garbage that's commingled, and I'm surprised, like, don't you guys, recycle this, recycle that? And a lot of people they don't recycle anything, which is kind of sad. So if it's in a bag in their garbage, it's put in the garbage dumpster?
The compressor?
The compactor thing, do we get charged that way too?
Absolutely.
So basically, it's the ignorance or inability, not the desire for people to recycle. So do we need to push a recycling program? Make people more aware that we are a recycling community?
I'm not sure what approach to take to that. I mean, the signs are there. I mean, it'd be great if folks would follow the signage that's up. It's tough to enforce. It really is. I mean, once it's in the bag and it's thrown in there, no one's fishing it out.
You're not gonna have somebody going through everybody's bags.
No,
But then again, we get charged
correct.
for that. Well, wouldn't all the bar restaurants be at fault too? Because
Most
they're
of-
not recycling their aluminum or
But
their
they
glass bottles.
also have their own dumpsters on site.
Okay.
Private-
Yeah, you know what,
private
you're right,
pickups
you're
most
right,
of the
you're
time.
absolutely right. Yep.
Okay.
And two, I'm preparing a statement. I usually don't respond to social media, but in this case I'm going to, just to make folks aware of why we're doing it. We've already had 2 board meetings and we had a lot of discussion on this. So it was been open, and people want to really go back to the meetings that are on YouTube or on the town site and see what the discussion was all about. And yeah, you're right, there is a cost involved. And speaking with Cody, construction, there's no construction companies paying for any of this. It's just a free ride for the construction companies.
Correct.
And the town is shouldering this. We have one local first. DCM's been great working with them. They do pay. They're the only ones, and that's for brush and some other materials. But any other contractor that's in town here, if he's a resident, he can bring in whatever he wants from anywhere and just load it up, and that's been a major cost. So
There is an option.
Sure.
There is an option, so
again,
it's not like you're letting people hang. What
Yeah.
am I gonna do with this now?
yeah, and Cody did a lot of background work on this too. There's no other town in the area with a transfer site that allows any open tops. It's all just compact or recycle, correct?
Correct.
But we didn't want to take that away. It's a benefit for the consumers, residents, and we just felt you still needed a spot for household goods and things, lawn chairs, whatever, something along that line. Household's pretty easy to define. Between household and construction, it's kind of easy line right in there, so.
Any other questions or issues on these matters? Okay, on to item 7 then, or excuse me, 8. Discussion and possible action, approval of April 22nd meeting minutes. I make a motion to approve them. I know Colleen and Carl weren't here.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 9, discussion only, review of July 2025 water utility financials.
June 2025, water utility.
Oh, that should say, yep.
Do you want a copy, Carl?
Yeah,
Anybody need a copy?
Didn't print that one up on the other, I'm sorry.
I thought it was helpful that we didn't have all the financial
just
statements from, yeah.
I was
just
gonna ask
present.
that, but it didn't really, was not an issue to me, just that it's different from the past.
And just, with the new people in, we're just gonna start right now and we'll go forth.
My first question, Robbie, is item number 1 on the account and where the number goes across, that's under contract work and job. But it says this account represents meter expense. And meter expense is about 8 rows up.
But it's the meter expense for the new jobs in service. So we prepared in the beginning of the year, right,
Exchange.
right.
Oh,
So
okay.
in the beginning of the year, we purchased all of our meters, so, because we got them at a very good cost. And so that expense was taken early, and now the jobs with the new services.
And within different accounts. so-
Correct.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you.
Everything is on target. Nothing major's going on. We do have a lawnmower that we need to purchase. It was in our budget that we approved for this year for $20,000, so that cost will be coming out shortly. And then we have a valve that needs to be replaced on the tower. We budgeted for that, and that'll be taken care of in the fall when we don't need as much water in the tower once the residents start disappearing for the winter. We'll get that taken care of. And that was something that was brought forth in our last DNR inspection with the tower, to have this done and completed, so.
The valve.
Yep.
Question on the lawnmowers for the Rome Water Utility? And I think I know the answer to this. No reason why the town and the water utility, like mowers.
There is
separate
times
entities?
where they are sharing, yes,
There are times
Yeah,
when they're
'cause-
sharing, and they're technically separate entities?
yes.
Okay. Any other questions or issues with the Brevin Finance sheet? Okay, and that's just review only. Okay, item 10, discussion only, the water utility update.
I'll start with Brian Jambritz, is now completely certified in water. He earned his iron removal certification last week. So now we have 3 operators.
And Brian is from DPW?
Public Works, yep.
Okay,
Yep. So Brian manages, he's the foreman for Deercuse, cemeteries, parks,
Yep.
and also water.
Yep.
Any updates?
No, you kind of covered it with the with the valve, the insertion for the valve, and then the mower. We've had we put a new chlorine pump, transfer pump in last week. The one we had was failing, and the parts that were going into it were you were throwing good money at a bad investment. It was just time to replace it.
and a transfer pump actually injects into the system, or it
No,
transfers
it
to the
transfers.
injector?
It transfers from the bulk tank to your day tank. You run off your day tank for your chemicals, and you transfer from
With
your
the word
bulk.
transfer, yeah.
Yep.
that it on update?
all
Everything's
I got.
running smoothly.
Yes.
As normal,
Correct.
typically. Number 10, move on to number 11, discussion only, Water Utility Committee vacancies.
So as you all know, we are short one person yet. So I don't know if you want me to reach out and advertise for it again?
Please.
Okay, all right.
What are some of those venues of advertising?
So we'll put it on our website, we'll put it on the Facebook page, pretty much word of mouth like we've done in the past. If you guys know of anybody, please refer them to us. I don't know if you have anybody in the pool that you'd want in here. Yeah, so,
Okay. Any other items on the vacancies? On to number 12, discussion and possible action, Water and Public Works Committee.
so this has always been a utilities committee, basically with water. As in all of our discussions in the past, we've always been water. Now that Cody has been made the director of public works, where water is falling underneath him now, I don't know if we want to expand this committee to bring in and have it work with the public works issues that are on. There's been discussion about it. I don't know what you guys feel, how we want to do that.
My first question is, DPW does not currently have any kind of advisory committee or whatever.
No,
over
they
it.
go straight to the
We're
board.
serving it, yeah.
They're going straight to the board.
Okay.
Cody, what's your thought?
I could go either way. It's up to you guys.
Well, I had a couple, what are we talking about? Current employees for the water utility, Rome Water, and then the addition of what, how many employees for DPW?
I have a total of 22 between
the three?
full-time and part-time,
Between the three, or the two of them?
between all of the departments I have. Yes.
22.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're looking at the cemetery, Syracuse, transfer site, parks and rec, buildings and grounds. So he has many,
For educating the uninformed, what is DPW, Department of Public Works, kind of, what's your subset of sections or?
So we handle the roads, we handle transfer site, we handle cemeteries, we handle parks. Everything except water falls under DPW, but the sub-departments, the other areas that they fall under, sometimes you have part-time employees that only do buildings and grounds and parks. Some of them do cemetery, some of them only do Syracuse, some only do transfer site. So DPW covers everything, including water and not water.
Good, following that part. Syracuse is part of the town of Rome?
Yes.
Okay. I was really never aware of that. I mean, I'm aware of Syracuse, but I didn't know run, owned, managed by town of Rome?
Owned, yes.
Okay. Not aware of that.
Do we just do maintenance at Syracuse?
We do maintenance, we do building, we do new tracks, we do everything.
Do you handle the events that go on there?
Yes.
Didn't know that either.
One of the strong points of bringing, I'm sorry. Anyway, one of the benefits is what Deb just brought in, is just more feedback from the community. You know, it's not just Department of Public Works and the board making all the calls and decisions, but when you bring in outside information from the constituents, I think that's just a added benefit. And again, he handles a lot, and it might be helpful to come back with some other information for him. So, my opinion.
On that note, Carl, do you have any feel for what the board, town board's take would be on this?
think we have some slight discussion on that in the past, but,
Oh, I know that.
We wanted to bring it back to the committee to see if they were willing to take this on,
you-
because
you-
he does have a lot.
there was some things on the utility committee that, just handling water, I mean, that's one thing, but adding the, strengthen, the ability to work with other areas. I mean, for instance, I've got a thought on, the baseball diamond over at Walden Park. I won't bring it up here. I'm gonna bring it up later, but another meeting. But I think that deals with Cody and his folks, so I think
Parks.
I think it's more involvement, I think would be better, especially if we can get more feedback.
But the Parks has its own
They do.
committee?
Yeah, but again, bringing other people in, since it's, what we're looking at, it falls under some of the work he does now for the expense he has incurred handling the diamond right now, right? I mean, we handle all that, but it's not getting used, so we're trying to think of alternate uses for it, so.
For that property.
Yeah.
Cody, you've been working with us for several years now, in that, so you kind of know what we've done in the past. Can you give me a little idea of what you think, what new items this would bring that we might not be aware of or familiar, you know what I'm saying? Like supporting financials, we know that.
Yeah, I mean, financial stuff, I guess, sure. I guess it'd be another set of eyes to maybe things that we don't see, community input. Other than that, the roads are a big one, transfer site's a big one, Derek Hughes is a big one. A lot of this stuff is very repetitious, and it's very common, the stuff we just do it every day. But when we have projects or ideas we're thinking of implementing into our old processes, that might be,
Roll off or?
So this is where this committee could take some of the burden off the board, especially like the transfer site. All the things that keep coming up in the discussions we have, if it went through a committee before it hits the board, we'd have all that stuff ironed out with the solutions. That's what I would expect that to be.
based on the committee's recommendation, when we present to the board, yeah.
With that in mind, one thing that enters my mind, with the number of items, there's two things actually. With the number of items, would we want to add another member to the board? And currently, which I am the only non-water utility, would we want to release some of the water utility requirement? Being a customer, you know what I'm talking about?
I do. We would have to create a new ordinance in order to expand the committee, because it's set at the 5 right now. So that would be another board decision. And we could, it depends on how far we want to take this. And
And that would be also changing that only one could be non-water utility? Would
well,
you change that?
PSC requires that we keep the panel we have here, but we would have to look in to see how many more we could add to it and what role they would be at.
Right now, it's 5 with 3, I think, on.
Yep.
and
On the-
Adding one more non, I think makes sense.
Yeah.
One more non-water.
Non-water, yeah. I wouldn't want to.
Required anyways.
Yep.
But if you're picking up DPW,
That's everybody.
that's everybody.
That's what I'm, yeah.
So if you
Yep.
keep half or more of water users, that satisfies the water utility end.
Correct.
But DPW takes everybody, everybody gets to use the transfer site, everybody's involved with parks and roads, so.
Like Robbie says, though, if you expand the board to 7, do you now need 4 in the water? And
Right,
I don't
that-
know. So we
that I would
do
have to
some
look
research
into.
on that, so.
So this spot that's open, is that a water user or a non-water user?
None.
A non-water user?
I'm the non.
There's another one.
There's
I
another
thought there was
one.
only one non.
It's 3 and 2, isn't it?
No, he's right. There's 4 and 1,
4 and
because
1.
you're the,
Town board
you're
rep.
town board member. You're not the water user. That's why. Yes, that is correct.
So it has to be a water user
Currently.
currently.
I can't be both.
You can't be both. Tom tried to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So if we want to think about this item, next meeting we'll bring it back. I'll bring the information of what it would take to expand this. And then you guys can make a decision if we should go forth with it. How's that sound?
Yes, that it,
Okay.
I agree to that, knowing what it requires to expand/change. Oh, that's last one. Any other questions then on, or remarks or issues on the Water and Public Works Committee?
I think it's a good idea.
I'm in general all in favor of it, yeah.
Okay. I will get the information then.
Okay. Bear with me one second. Item then number 13, discussion only, water utility simplified rate case.
So to bring Colleen and Carl up to speed, last year, after our audit, every year we do this. After the audit, we go out to see if we can increase rates. At that time, Dave has the card, we were approved for a 4.1% increase. We did send information out to the residents through their billing and through postcards to the public fire protection people that we were looking to increase the rates. I got very, very little feedback that everybody, one person called me and told me.
Surprisingly?
Surprisingly, very
Most
surprising.
people don't read the fine print.
Probably. Anyway, so fast forward. So during elections and all that, there was concern that we didn't want to raise rates, so I held off. And now that I held off, and we had our next audit, we are not eligible to raise rates at this point.
Just a heads up too, when I was on the water committee years ago before the town took over, we got a call from the PSC and they wanted us to raise rates. And we said, why? Well, you haven't had an increase since 2007.
Yep.
So that's your justification for raising rates. I mean,
Just because you're time-wise.
Right.
Yep.
You're on a cycle.
Right.
I know.
Yeah,
I retired from Lion Energy, so I'm used to PSC.
So at this point, we are not going to be raising rates. Things may,
Next window?
our next window will probably be once we start repairing the mains. Because then our expenses are gonna be more than our operating, and we'll probably have to
And that
borrow
is?
again. And so we're probably looking at 5 to 7 years before
Before another,
window would open. Because right now, we're gonna be paying off our loans, which means we'll have income, and so they're not gonna allow us to raise the rates.
there's 2 loans that are being paid
There's
off
2
to-
loans, yeah, so we have one being paid off this year, and then the big loan gets paid off in '27. We're that close.
is there any kind of requirement or necessity to then notify that this is,
No, there isn't, and nobody's asked. So I'm not gonna waste the
no, yeah,
postage
don't
to,
open can of worms?
yeah, I'll just let it go for right now.
Okay. Any more questions or issues on the rate case?
We did not need that increase, did we?
We did not.
Okay.
It was just, it's, like Carl said, they contact you, they want you
okay.
to, it's a step we do as soon as audit's done. It's part of
And when was the last rate increase? By the way?
2007.
That one?
Yep.
Okay.
So when we do have to increase, if we do, we can go back and say, we haven't raised rates in, right now, it's what, 18 years? So
Yeah.
how can you,
Right, exactly.
how
People,
can anybody, if going forward we have to raise the rates, how can anybody complain?
correct.
Because they all complain.
Well, I know,
about it.
that's true. That's true. Someone will complain about something.
But again, I did not have much feedback on when I sent this out. Very, very, very little.
I think a lot of people go through social media and complain, but don't go
To the person.
proper channel
Yep.
of where
That's
they
correct.
need to go to complain. It's easier to be anonymous with a name on Facebook or wherever
Correct.
than it is to come down here and say something.
And what
Popular.
did you say was the window of the next possible rate increase?
Probably 5 to 7 years.
And that's kind of cut and dry? I mean, no
Not
matter-
cut and dry. It depends. The
So if
tower,
something
if the
happened,
tower,
some
yeah,
major
something, if
something?
we lose a well, or the tower, something goes wrong with, and we have to start borrowing money
Then-
or something,
Then you have to
that
go
will
to the
change.
PSC. to
Correct.
present- Yeah, okay, got it.
Yep.
Yep, okay. Any other questions or issues? Item number 14, discussion of possible action, cellular towers.
So this was brought up in board meetings, that, and we've had some discussion on it too. Back when our previous, not our previous, our second previous zoning administrator, Emily, was here, she was working on getting 2 towers brought into the town of Rome.
The far east one, and
Yep.
then the one right down,
But as far as I know, they have never been put in.
neither of?
No.
There was a request by Verizon to put a tower up over off of Anawa. It was rejected because they wanted
The far east Anawa.
they wanted an 8-foot fence, and the board at the time said no,
Correct.
which is unbelievable.
Right. So I don't know if you want this committee to move forward with this or wait until Emily returns. By the way, Emily was offered the position as zoning administrator again, so we're hoping that that all comes forth and that she would be here in September. But I don't know if you want us to wait and work with her on that, or if you want this committee to,
Is this resurfacing, are you saying?
it's resurfacing, because we need towers.
Resurfacing from a user point, not, Verizon's not coming back and saying.
But we need to reach out to these carriers and see what we can do to get them, these 2 towers in here.
Yeah, every time we have a holiday or strong weekend,
Terrible.
It's, yeah, Frolics weekend, it'll be really quiet.
US Cellular, one of the
Yeah.
terrible ones.
Yeah, yeah. So we talked about putting a tower on the water tower,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said Anawa. Who owns that land?
No idea.
I think they were looking to purchase a tract for the
Yep.
tower.
Okay, so the
I don't know for
tower
sure.
who's ever putting
Yeah.
the tower up
Yeah.
will
Yep.
be the one.
And whose property was it, Hoffman down on Alpine?
Couldn't tell you.
I know
don't
there was
know.
supposed to be one
Yeah.
there too. Right?
Are we gonna put, we all don't want this solar farm, so now we're gonna put tower. Is it gonna be in a good spot, or a spot that people who say, this is in my backyard now?
Where they originally were, it would be in a good spot.
Okay.
Yeah. There's apparently some information somewhere. I haven't been able to really track it down, but we will find it. And that's why I was hoping to work with the new zoning administrator in order to gather the right information and what she had already done. It was already there, we just got stopped.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna push it through this year, so.
No.
When, we get our zoning manager back. Rather, you guys are filling in for town administrator right now.
Right.
too, so.
So these towers, I've seen them in, I want to say, Eagle River, Saint Germain. They look like pine trees. I mean, it's a far-fetched look of a pine tree, but there's one down in Pewaukee, and it looks, from a distance, you think, wow, that's a big pine tree. Is that something
I have no idea.
that we can look at so that it doesn't look like a cell tower, that it maybe would blend in more with our landscape?
Arizona-
honestly, I'll
Arizona
tell you-
has that, only they make them palm trees.
Oh. Honestly, I think just if people had reception, they wouldn't care what it looks like. that's not,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
The other side to that is you're going to get what they're going to give you. But when you start putting branches on a tree really high up and you're going to put wind against it, they're going to make it bigger. You're going to have bigger outriggers to hold the thing down.
Bigger
So-
land, okay.
Keep that in mind. If we're going to ask for requests, there's going to be other compromises we're going to lose. So, I mean,
didn't
just
think
a
of that.
straight, just a straight tower with nothing sticking off of it might be the best approach versus something that's
Acceptable.
sticking out.
Like the one on the county line,
Yeah. That's mostly what it'll end up looking like.
what I expect they'd put up.
Yeah.
Question, Carl, when you brought up that when they initially started, the town board put a little thumb on it with fencing, what was the issue there? Just too high, didn't like the fencing?
Yeah, what's our limit, 6 foot, I believe?
6 feet,
in the town?
yeah, and they
didn't want-
wanted 8.
Is there a problem with 2 feet?
In my opinion, no.
Well, I have a 6-foot fence around my vegetable garden, and that's the only way to keep a deer out of there.
I've seen them clear 8 foot.
And they can jump it too, yeah, if they really want. Would they have, for that, it's only safety, because they don't care, deer aren't gonna, it's safety so kids can't get in. And I actually know of people person that broke his back and wrecked his legs, can't walk with kids being and fell from going up the guy wire. But anyway, if they don't like the 6 foot, can they do the barbed wire thing? You know what I'm talking about? Where,
I don't see a problem with the 8 foot.
Yeah.
I mean, we can make an allowance there for that, it makes sense, but whatever needs to be done.
so then the question is, like Verizon, whoever, is still looking to do that, and that's the only thing that's stopping it now, or what's your feel on that, Carl?
We haven't had contact with them since, so I think
No.
once Amy comes, or not Amy, Emily comes back on board, start the process and see. It might not just be a Verizon, maybe some of the other ones be interested as well. So.
Right.
And they're going to want
West
10-foot
south.
fences now.
Is that something then
All the way up.
we would address them then and go, hey, we're looking at this again, are you interested?
I think so.
Okay. And then would that be this committee then, probably to start?
It would start here and then,
Okay.
yep.
So that will be a agenda item for the next meeting, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Any more on cell towers? I should have gone under number 7, but every once in a while I email We Energies, and they have nothing going on other than soliciting for expansions here and there, which is normal.
Can we talk with the gas company about finding out where we have lines in the town, where we're missing, and see if they can fill in the rest of the town? There are some folks I know don't have gas yet, and they would like it. I don't know if it's feasible, but under ARPA we were able to get well, the first shot in ARPA was all covered. Second shot, I don't know. Was it fully covered?
That I don't know.
In where?
The first shot we covered, I think it was 13,000 feet was added on, and that was all covered under ARPA funds.
And where's that though?
That was down off of Z and.
Oh, all that,
Apache.
yeah, we're familiar with that,
Yeah.
or I am.
And then they added another 8,000 feet, I believe, and using ARPA funds. I don't know if it was fully covered or if there's any funds left on that.
No, it's fully covered now, yeah.
Yeah, these are, those were big which they fielded and vetted for a long time and that. And then we did, which a town covered the shortage, but then as people signed, because nobody wanted to sign on, and that's all recovered, I believe, right, Robin?
Yes.
Yeah, so, okay. The only one I'm aware of is that new, where we're putting in, come on, I don't know the name of it, off of the new road,
Timberline Court.
Timberline Court, yeah, back in there, so. Okay. Okay, item number 15, next agenda items. We did the one of, I think which we hit would be cell towers,
Correct.
combo, Department of Public Works combo. And then the typical.
Yes.
Any other items that should be brought back? or up. Okay. Next meeting date,
Does September 23rd at 9 a.m. work for everybody? It's a Tuesday.
any reason sooner or farther out?
We usually do them every 2 months.
Oh. Yeah, it is September. It just seemed farther out. Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
9th, you said?
September 23rd
23rd.
at 9 a.m.
The day after my dog's birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in.
Nine o'clock.
9 a.m., please.
Got it.
And by then, Emily will be here.
She should be, yeah.
Come on. There we go. Quick question, it should have been back with number 7 again. How is the town board doing with administrator?
I'll let Carl.
Posted.
Okay,
It's posted. We're,
It's
we're,
just posted and.
it's posted, they're recruiting, and they have until August 18th to get their applications in, and then it'll go from there.
And then they'll
They
start
were
vetting
hoping,
and-
the firm that they're working with was hoping to have it filled by end of October, early November. Fingers crossed.
Okay. Any other issues then?
Not for this board.
Move to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.